Many people with ADHD, they struggle with schedules, with plans, be motivated. They struggle with a lot of shame, guiltiness, everything around their ADHD. They feel wrong. They feel they are not motivated. They feel they can't do anything. But what if it is not the problem? What if the problems with the structure is the problem? So I will take you to another way to see your ADHD. And if you don't know me, I'm Camilla Kastberg. I work with the Kastberg method. I have ADHD myself. I have 4 children with ADHD. All of them are grown up. And today I work as a coach and mentor, therapist with ADHD. And I always think it is very important to work backwards instead of what we used to say. So let me here in this video explain the ADHD for you so that you can work with it, so you can take it in your hand, so you can walk together and you can take the leadership instead of the ADHD hijacks you. I hope it gives sense. My education is I was teacher for almost 20 years. And in those 20 years, I always used to work with students with ADHD. And the last 10 years, I have been working as a therapist. I have a master's degree I'm master in education and teaching. So let us begin here. There is some theories about ADHD. I think it's very important for you to know if you don't know them already. And maybe I explain it to you in another way than you normally hear it, so it gives more sense for you, it gives you a meaning. So let's go on. First of all, when you have ADHD, your executive functions, they are not very well working. You are not very well to structure your things. You're not very well to plan your thing. Your time understanding could be very, very difficult and very different from other people. I know that for myself. So the managing of the ADHD, things where normal people, they just work everything out. We are not able to do that. It's not because there is anything wrong with us. We just have to find another way to understand ourselves and to help ourselves out. So that's some part of it. Our brain are always hunting dopamine kicks. So we have to find out, where can I find the dopamine, because otherwise we're not motivated to do things. If we're not motivated, we won't do it. That's the way our brain works. So we have to find out some small tricks, some small workarounds to work with our brains so we can manage it. So it's me who's the boss instead of my ADHD who hijacks me. So I will tell you some small tricks so that you can have a much easier way to see your ADHD, and so it doesn't hijack you, so you can help yourself. I hope that will be okay here in this lesson, here in this video. Okay, for me, I think in this video here, it will be the most easiest way to explain things is if you are self-employed and you wake up every morning and you are not able to raise yourself up from the bed and you're just snoozing a little longer and looking on social media and things like that, I think, I'm not sure because I can't mind read, but I often hear this. I am not sure what the task for today is, and I'm not motivated. And it's chaotic in my brain. So the most easiest thing is, of course, to lay in my bed, sleeping, relaxing, and procrastinate everything. It is only easy when you lay in your bed, when you're still there, still a little sleeping, not really awake. But when you come to the later on the day, it's not, it ain't easy any longer. And I often hear that people very much need to find out what is it, what kinds of skills is it I need to do those tasks? What kinds of skills is it, that personal skills, I need to do this task, to do those tasks? And I will explain it in a few minutes. I will tell you all about what I think here. So, and when you're not sure of what are you going to do, it's very simple. It's very easy to just stay where you are and to procrastinate. And it's not all the time. It's not every time that's a good idea. So, if we are making a little game here, a little play, a little theater, if you are self-employed, and those to be here, to be self-employed, it's just an example. I'm not sure it's your truth. It could be another scenery for you, but maybe you can use this little theater anyway. So if you in a job situation, if you are employee, you have a role, your colleague has a role, your boss has a role, everyone has a role. But when you're self-employed, you have all the role, especially if you're alone in your business. You have all the roles yourself. So let's do the theater. Let's take the financial manager first of all. So, what skills does the financial manager has? Not the tasks, but his personal skills. Well, I'm pretty sure that the financial manager, he or she might be structured, might be very responsible, might be one who can coach you in what decisions you should take for the future. There could be many things, and I think he's very good for numbers, to numbers. He's very good to have an overview, to review everything about the mathematics in the business. And I think he should have some self-confidence to stand in that role. I think that might be a good idea. Maybe you think he has some other personal skills. Maybe he's very friendly, maybe he's maybe he's one who fights. I don't know. Think about it for yourself. What kind of skills does he or she needs? And a little very important thing, how many hours in the week does he work? That financial manager. Okay, that's one of the roles. Maybe you should stop the video right now and think about one of the roles you have during the day that you can compare into the financial manager. It could also be a role into the week or during the month. I don't care. But what kind of roles do you have? One of the roles could be financial manager. So try to think about his or her personal skills, like we did before. Another role in your business, especially if you are the one and only in your business, it could be a marketing manager. And the marketing manager, what kind of roles does he or she has? And here again, it's a theater. You can just copy it into your life. So do whatever you want to do here. Put it into your life. I don't care. But it's just to play the theater and to understand your ADHD, because when you don't know exactly what your role is, then you do a lot of falls and mistakes. And I will help you to protect yourself in this here. So, if we're looking into the marketing manager, his or her roles could be advertising, it could be to be very creative, do some video spots, do some blog on the home page, do some Facebook posts, some Instagram posts, everywhere, but being creative. And what is creative? And could it be something about knowing a lot of color schemes or anything standard? What could it be that the role for the marketing manager is? What will his or her roles be? Think about it. And maybe you have another role in your daily life if you're not self-employed. There are some other roles that you should fill out. It's very important to know what kind of things that you are responsible to, what you should be very good at, and what you should train in the personal life. Good. That was the marketing manager. Maybe we have a customer service manager. What are his or her roles? His or her personal skills. Maybe that person should be very, very polite to the customers. And what will polite be to you? To me, it's one thing, but it's not. I'm not sure it's the same as it is for you. So look at those skills. Well, he should serve the customers. Of course he should. But he should also serve the shop, the business. So he has to serve the customers, of course. But there is also a kind of responsibility here. So how can he do that? And also here, it's very important to know how many hours per week does he have to work. Is it 8 hours per week? Is it 4 hours per week? And we will be back to those hours per week later. So it could be very interesting for you to see that here. Okay, we have another person that we should go to now. If you need to just see what roles is it, the third role you have to take care of take care of it. Stop the video, pause the video, and ask yourself the third role you have to take care of. And if you were home now, if you see yourself in a private situation, it could be, well, you have to take care of your finances as the finance manager in your home. You have to take care of the cleaning. It could be the cleaning manager, it could be the shopping manager, it could be the planning manager. Everyone have a role in your family, in your life. And it's very important that we can swap between those roles, because otherwise it's going to be chaotic here in our brain. I will explain it for you. Okay, the fourth role, if you have a shop, there might be one who have to buy stuffs, buy those products which is going to be sold in your shop. It could be physical products, but it could also be things that you have to use in your shop for delivering the service. And the buying manager, he or she has her role. What kind of role does he or she have? Well, it's very important that she can make a forecast for what you are going to sell the following month, the following period. That's very important. And it's also very important that she can explain to the marketing manager, this product I will buy because we have to sell it and you have to advertise it. So it's very important that she can cooperate with another one. And it's yourself. I know the theater here, it could be difficult for some people, but really imagine what kind of role is it that your buying manager have. So the buying manager, she also have to do some forecasts for what is trending in the next season, in the next quarter, in the next month. So she's not on behind, but she has to step up, not to be back. So what kind of roles does she have? And if you see this video and it's only for private thinking, you can say, well, what do I need to buy in the grocery the following week? Because what is the forecast here? Are we home or not? Is everybody home, or is it only half of us? So that you're not buying too much groceries that will make a lot of leftovers and that you have to throw out. It's waste of money. So what kind of role is it? And sometimes the buying manager also have to be a little financial manager. She has to pay respect for the money, of course. So she might have a discussion with the financial manager as well. So here we have a lot of roles. For many people with ADHD, it's chaotic in their head, in their mind, and they don't know how to think. But if you wear the role, it is much easier for you to do the task, to step into the situation. Sometimes when I am going to be the financial manager in my business, I just wear my high heels and my jacket, because that's a role where I can feel that, well, now I am in that situation. I know it's crazy, but I play the theater. The next thing here is that we should take good care of all our employees in the business, or we should take good care of all our roles every day, every single day. We have to pay every one of the roles respect. So what good environment can we bring to those roles? Because the roles, they can't play the theater if we don't give them a good environment. They can't play their life, they can't live their life. So what will be good for them? And if you play the role as the financial manager, I don't know how you feel. What will be chaotic for you? What will not be chaotic for you? For some people, it will be very good if you play the role every day for an hour, if you has to work 5 hours a week. For some people, it is very good. And for the organization, it's very good if you play the role every day for an hour. But for some people, it is better if he plays the role once a week. I'm not sure it will be good for me. I don't know what it will be for you, but you can try it. You can feel it. Would it be good for me to play this role once a week or every day? What will be the most magic touch in my life? Yeah. And then we might remember this here with our ADHD brains. This is important. It's very important what's coming up now. If you have ADHD, stress, anxiety, or depression, when you dive deep into something and you're focusing on something, no matter what it is, when somebody interrupts you or it disturbs you and you are drawing out from that focusing, that maybe it's hyper-focusing, where you are very concentrated, if you are drawn out from that, then it will take you between 20 and 40 minutes to come down, to be down in the same level of focusing and concentration. So it is very important, listen, it's very important that you're giving your manager an environment that he thrives in. That's very, very important. So it's very important to take good care of every one of those roles so that you can say that, well, I have to do this task, I have to do this exercise, I have to do whatever it is right now, and I'm not going to be disturbed or interrupted. And all the others roles, they have to get a pause right now. It's very important. And if you do that, I'm pretty sure it will rescue and it will save you for a lot of rumination, a lot of thoughts about this and that, because you can always put them away from you. If the marketing manager disturbs or interrupts the financial manager, you can just pause the marketing manager. It's not your time now. It's not your time now. That's very important. Because always when they interrupt us, you are going to be drawn out of your focusing. Isn't that interesting? Another thing that you should know is that if you have a normal ADHD brain, I'm pretty sure that you can hyperfocus. You can be very concentrated. That's a part of the symptoms. But if you're doing this concentration, if you are hyper-focusing a long time, many times a day, and if you are doing some tasks, some exercises, some things that you find boring or difficult, your level of concentration is only around 20 minutes. And that's just how it is. Your cognitive level, your cognitive function level it's not able to do a lot, very much, much more concentration. So we have to take care of your brain. It's just like being down in the fitness center. You can do a lot of push-ups and do a lot of things with the weight, but suddenly you can't anymore. And that's okay. But when you do the training, you always know, I'm able to that much. So you take 25 kilos on the weight, or you take 100, because you know what you are able to do. So here I tell you, I'm your fitness trainer, that your brain, it can manage 20 minutes at each time. And that leads me in to say something about the dopamine kick. When you find out what tasks is the financial manager, what task does he have to solve? And it should only have anything about the financial stuff to do in the business. So he has to pay bills, he has to send invoices, he has to do the mathematics, maybe he should pay the tax, maybe he should compare some budgets, if we buy this instead of this, if we do this instead of do that. So every task, make a list of what kind of task he should do. Make a list, maybe 25 bullet points, and each of them, they might only be 20 minutes. If those tasks takes more than 20 minutes, split them up. It's very important. It's because of the brain. We have to take care of the brain. Otherwise, we are just training the brain to be exhausted. And we don't want to exhaust our brain. We don't want to kill ourselves. And we don't want to kill our employers. So we have to take care of everybody. We have to make an environment for everyone that they can live in. Very good. If you are as I am, I always ask my ChatGPT, give me a list of what 25 tasks my financial manager has to do in my business. Everyone might take less than 20 minutes. If not, split them up. And use this checklist to what do I need to do? And sometimes it's very good to take them from the top to the bottom. Sometimes you can blend them. It depends on how important the things are. But if you take them from the top, every time from the top, or if those tasks are from the top to the beginning, you always know, where am I now? So if the financial manager works best 1 hour per day, you know he has to take 5 points Monday, 5 points Tuesday, and so on. And if he's not finished Friday, you might put all those points he's not finished with Friday to the following Monday, so that he doesn't jump over those things. It's very important, because your brain, honestly, our brains, those of us who have ADHD, our brain, they procrastinate. That's life. It's not always easy, but that's how it is. So sometimes it's very good that the financial manager, he only works Friday, and he has nothing to do in the business. He or she has nothing to do in your private life all the other days. And when he left his job Friday afternoon, he can feel the freedom, because he has done all the things on his list. But if you only have him to work Friday, keep in mind that you do give him, that you have an instruction to him that he is not allowed to use any money. No one of the other people are allowed to use any money from Monday to Friday. Because if they don't know the plan, the financial plan, or give them some money, you are allowed to spend those money and not more. Less is always better. That's always good. Very good. So if we have a look on the customer service manager, and it could be, if you take the role on that, you copy the role and compare it to your private life, it could be the mother role, the father role, whatever it could be. He should not disturb or interrupt the other managers around the family, around the business, or it could be that the children, they should not disturb him, or he should not. Yeah. So look here. What do you think that if a customer write to you, send you a text message on some kind of medium, what do you think they expect for you? Do they expect an answer like that immediately? Or when they text you, is it okay that they are waiting? If they text you, it will be okay that they are waiting for an answer. So, in mind that our ADHD brain doesn't feel very comfortable when we are interrupted and disturbed, because it's very difficult to come down to the same level of focusing. So, text messages, emails, we should take a decision that I'm not going to be disturbed. It's a very good idea to put your phone on soundless. If your customers phone you, it's because of they need an answer right now. If we compare to the private situation, if your children phone you, I'm pretty sure that's because they need an answer right now. Maybe you should make a little appointment with them about when and where can they call. What kind of problem will be okay to call you. But see here, if you only are disturbed a little bit, a little tiny bit, when it's very important, then your work on the deeper level where you can focus, it's much better. So that will be very good. Very good for all the roles you have to play in this theater. Good. It could also be a very good idea to take a decision about what day in the week will it be necessary for the marketing manager to do his job. Is it every day or only a few of the days? How many hours a day does he work? How many hours a week does he work? And if we compare it into your life, your daily life, your private life, if it's not a marketing manager, but another manager, it could be the cleaning person, it could be the chef, it could be the buyer, it could be how many hours per week does that person work, so that you can focus on how long time might this task take you. It's very important. And remember, the ADHD brain is not always speaking truth about how long time this exercise takes. Sometimes it's far away. You say it takes only 5 minutes, but honestly, it takes you 8 hours. So I will ask you to time it. Try to find out how long time does it take to clean your house. How long time does it take to fill and empty your dishwasher, so that you have a really idea, instead of just it takes it only takes two minutes, and then 2 hours later you are finished, because other people and yourself, no one loves it. So, and people with ADHD, one of our problems are really to plan what to do now. And it's very important to have a system, to be systematic. And it's very important for us to have some kind of structure. And that was the reason why that I started this session with you, to talk about what role is it, because the role is somehow systematic. And it's very important that you know the systematic. It's very important that you know the structure, because it benefits your brain. So it's important here that you understand how your ADHD brain works. And ADHD brains, they are very impulsive. And with a very impulsive brain, and the feeling of, I need that, I need this right now, and I have to buy it right now, it can give us a lot of problems. So if the financial manager has told us what are you allowed to and what are you not allowed to, if he has made a lot of forecasts, it is much easier for us to take the good and the best decision, instead of just doing this and that. So it is, I just tell you that for helping you to take good decisions. And I play the game very often. When I play the role, what kind of advice will that role give me? What kind of advice will that go on? Well, that role gives me what? So it's much, and I'm not schizophrenic. It's just to take, it's because I know that it's important to take the leadership. There is another thing I think could be very important here in this video to explain. Many people with ADHD forget what's coming into the future. And the future surprises people. It always surprises me as well. I'm surprised every evening that I have to have some kind of dinner. Well, that's life. But if we think here, it might be the buying manager that should fill his role out. What kind of celebration things, what kind of days, birthday, wedding, Black Friday will come the next year? And the buying manager, he should tell the financial manager about that. We have those birthdays, we have those weddings the following year, we have those anniversaries, those celebrations, and we have a Black Friday, and we have Christmas. And they should talk together about how can we solve that. It could be a problem. How can we structure, how can we plan, how can we do the systematic here so that the impulsive person with ADHD is not hijacking everything? Because the ADHD, it very often hijacks you. So we just have to find out what is coming, what can we see in the forecast here? What will come? So I think it is a very good idea for most people with ADHD to plan, to do some kind of systematic to make a wheel of the year. What will benefit you? So it can support you. And because of your ADHD, it's just going to surprise you. It's not things, if you cannot see them, it doesn't exist. So take your calendar, your planner, and find out what kind of things will come. I'm always surprised of that it's going to be winter, and I'm living in Denmark, and the winter here, it's sometimes very cold, sometimes it's very wet. So I used to need a pair of good winter boots, and I used to need a good winter jacket. But it's very expensive, so I have to plan it. When will I buy that? And I know there will be some day where they have very low budget, very low prices on special things. So I'm going to plan what I am going to buy. That's the financial manager and the buying manager talking together. So I think it's very important. And I used to think about how can I help my brain, my ADHD brain, to relax which is most possible for me, So I'm not going to be hijacked with my ADHD. So how can I help myself? And I think it's very important that we know what kind of things which is most difficult for the ADHD brain. And it is everything that has to do with the executive functions, and it means planning, systematic, structure, time, and it's also about our remembering special, the short time remembering. So that's the reason why I think it's very good to do that lists that you can do, make your own list of what do you have to do so that you don't forget it. Because you can, if you're the financial manager and you sit Friday, the whole day, 4 hours, and if you don't have the list, you can't remember what was it I should do. And sometimes it's going to be very difficult. But if you do those checks, you give yourself a dopamine kick. And what we often need, it is dopamine. So you help your brain to release dopamine. Isn't it very smart and clever? And I can tell you a little secret. I always have something that I procrastinate because I have things that I really hate. It's most of all, it's administrative things, and I'm just, oh my God, why should I do that? And then I saw a pattern in myself, and I realized that I used to do all those things that I hate, and just said to myself, okay, I'll do it on Wednesday, do all those things that I hate. And on Wednesday morning, I was very unmotivated to stay up, to wake up, and then I realized that the ADHD brain, it needs to have an overview of what to do. It needs to have a kind of control. It needs to see when it is ending. And an 8-hour long day with boring up tasks, with tasks that you fear, that's very difficult. So what I did was to put into my calendar every Tuesday morning and Friday morning, half an hour, no more, just half an hour. Put that into my calendar, and here I put all those boring things in, and I start on the top, Tuesday morning, do, and sometimes I'm not finished when my bell is ringing after 30 minutes. So I put the down part of that, the downest part of that, those things, I put them up to Friday morning and start on the top here. And if there comes anything new thing, I put in underneath. And those things I put to the next Tuesday morning. When my brain can see it is only for half an hour, I can tell you all about it. It is so much easier to take care of my things for that half an hour, because my brain knows when the bell is ringing, I'm finished and I can do whatever I want to. I think I forgot to say that if you have the long checklist with things to the finance manager, to your marketing manager, whatever, whoever it should be, I think I forgot to say, every time I have taken 5 things from the list, check it out, I got the dopamine kick, then I may, if I want, take a piece of chocolate, take a piece of, do something for myself, make a new cup of coffee, whatever it should be, because that's also a little dopamine kick. And yes, I don't say that you should eat the whole supermarkets. I don't say so, but I say, yes, it is okay to take a little tiny piece of something that can help you. And I also think it's very important that you give your brain a little break. And that was the reason why I said, put the task into 20 minutes and then have a brain break for 10 minutes. And I said to you before that you are focusing, you're able to do a lot of focusing, and if you're interrupted and disturbed, then you're drawn out of the focus. So that was the reason why you should focus on a little task. And if you are the marketing manager here and we're still playing the theater, then do the task where you are writing a part of your blog, not the whole blog, but a part of your blog for the first 20 minutes. Take a break, take a cup of tea, go for a walk with the dog, go back to your task, to your schedule, take the next one, and so on. I really hoped I have helped you here in this video. I'll be back here on YouTube, here on the canal, here on the channel, and I really look forward to share my content with you. So, and if you think this content was something that you think someone else should see, if someone could be helped for this content, then share it with them, because I think it's very important to share things. And I'm looking forward to see if you comment below, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to see whatever it will bring. So thank you and have a nice day.